just about to embark on my journey to Europe in a long time. It's been a while since I've been on a bike and done a long trip. Should be a fun one. I'm going to do a little commentary while I'm doing this because I usually miss things out while I'm talking to a camera. My bike setup I've just shown in a little starting clip, but here it is. So it's a Trek 520. I say I've got 4 panniers, quite heavy. I mean, previous trips I've done one on an e-bike, so this should be interesting. First conventional bike tour, so probably be a bit of moaning in the first few days. Bonjour. Yeah.
You stop there.
Okay. Right, just coming outside of Calais, just cycling towards sort of the east coast. So far, it's not far right today. About 14 miles, 20 kilometers. Sailing across is alright, pretty much straightforward. We got held up, as you might have saw the clip. We got told to wait. Of all the people that were on the bikes, we were told to go to the back of the ferry when we boarded, and me and this other guy had to wait until they literally loaded the whole ferry, pretty much, until we got the escort to come over. So I just left the campsite, second day now. In the end, I think yesterday I only did say like 10 kilometers because I was just really not in the mood. It's been quite a long day after being held back at the ferry and stuff. So I'm just leaving what is called Saint-Gut. It's very close to Calais. It's just over there somewhere. The next day, arrived after what was quite a hilly day yesterday. It was quite an interesting one. I mean, it's the second day in, proper day, and it was no word of a lie, quite challenging. It was quite funny because I just bumped into a German girl doing pretty much the same route. She'd started a bit later, so she was heading off a bit further after me. Just literally bumped into her and she was like, oh, it's been one of the worst days ever, this. And I was like, yeah, me too. And then just the ability to actually meet someone and just chat to someone is quite nice. It really does lift your spirit when you've got, like, you know, 15 kilometers just to spend just talking to someone to take your mind off of how tired you are. think. I hope you can hear me. Probably look like an old man talking to this thing. But boy, is it windy at the moment. Look at that. Oh. It's one of those moments where you just got to laugh at your own misfortune. There's nothing else to do. Well, it might take me another 2 hours to do the last 7 miles, but I'll get there, hopefully. Good morning, next day now. I'll put the day number down there. There's no point in me even trying to attempt. I know it's only day 4 now, but in a few more days' time, I have no idea what day it is. But just leaving the campsite, really nice campsite last night. A massive improvement over the one the night before. I was starting to find they're quite inconsistent in the reviews. You go to one that's got 5 stars on Google and it's the worst, and you go to one that's got 3.5 and it seems to be phenomenal. I guess it's to do with the people that go there, maybe more fussy people, so they rate it lower for silly things. People usually stay in hotels, I don't know. But looks like a really nice day. As you can tell, there's literally hardly any wind. There's a mild breeze. Bonjour. So at this point I thought it'd be really good to do a bit of a voiceover and just explain essentially what my plan is and why I'm going where I'm going. Originally, when I was leaving, I had it in mind to consider going to Lisbon in Portugal, which is a 1,350 mile cycle. And the mentality was it was only 50 miles a day. I can, on a conventional bike, ride a fair distance. And I, with my lack of experience, thought it'd be similar, maybe not as much, but similar on this bike. After a couple of days of riding it, going through what was quite challenging terrain that's familiar but unfamiliar in the terms of the load of the bike, I just decided actually no, this isn't going to be fun, and I changed my route to Barcelona, which lowers it to 1,000 miles. So my average miles went from 50 to 40. Doesn't sound like a lot, but when you consider sick days, when you consider issues on the bike, when you consider terrain, weather, whatever, it just becomes a lot more achievable. You know, a day off on a 50-mile ride day, average day, means that I have to now do 60 for 5 days, whereas it's much lower, it's on a 40-miler. And the main aim, the main point of this, I learned very quickly about cycle touring, it is not a race, it's actually about enjoying the trip. And the first 2 days, in all honesty, I didn't really enjoy too much. This day, I actually really enjoyed. The terrain was a challenge in the first couple of days, but it also was here at points. But the biggest issue in a lot of ways was just the pressure I was putting on myself. Just a point of advice I hope anyone could take from that. Plan a trip you're going to enjoy. No one really cares how far you've gone. I mean, it's nice to say you've gone somewhere, but actually it's more the experiences I take from this than the distances I was doing. And that was a big learning curve for me, and hopefully that can help you when you're planning your trip. So just in this lovely little village, been a really quite a nice day today on the bike. Honestly, I don't want to jinx myself, but it feels like generally quite an upgrade compared to the last couple of days I've been dealing with. I just stopped at the bus stop for a lunch, not to give up, but it's been going quite well so far. Got a nice little tailwind which is just making things beautiful. The climb's done, and now it's pretty much just flat riding. I've got the music on, just chilling out. Been going through loads of pine forest, which have been really pretty. It's just been nice, to be honest. Au revoir. Merci. I thought I will say, just before I do forget, last night was pretty cool because met two groups of individuals. One guy on his own and a mother and a son. The guy on his own is quite cool. The story he said he's basically filled up his camper van of supplies and drove all the way to Ukraine to drop them off, which I thought was really nice on his behalf. Saying about the story of where, you know, he met up with a soldier over there, looked no older than me. Said like, you know, the guy was really grateful for what he'd done. I think it's really nice of him, and he's apparently, you know, he's making a holiday out of it in his camper van. He used to do a bit of cycling tour too. And then on top of that, there was a Belgian/Dutch couple. The woman was Dutch but lives in Belgium now, and she's cycling with her 15-year-old son. And I think that, you know, I couldn't have imagined myself at the age of 15 going out and doing something like this. So you know, like, it's really nice in that sense. Bonjour. Au revoir. Au revoir, monsieur. Bonjour. I'm just down the road from the campsite. I've got to do a little thing about what I'm doing and where I'm going today. I'm heading, literally, I'm probably about 10 kilometers, 15 kilometers from the perimeter of Paris, and I had two choices. I'm going to Versailles. I am to the west of Paris, northern Paris, but I thought actually it'd be quite fun probably to just cycle towards the centre, not all of the centre, but at least go past the Eiffel Tower. I have been to Paris before, so I don't feel like I need to go and see all the sights, especially on this thing. I am looking forward to seeing Versailles. I have not been to Versailles, and there's a lot of interesting history around that. So it should be a nice ride. It's 33 miles, so what's that, like 5 kilometres. It's 10:30. It's been a bit of a slow start. I've been trying to figure out to sort out my gears on my bike because my front cassette can't get into the third gear, which is a bit annoying, which isn't too bad as I'm very rarely going that fast to need it, and it stops me from pedaling over at top speed, so at least that way I'm relaxing, I guess. But what I'll do is I'm in Versailles for 2 nights, a campsite there, a very expensive one, cost me I think €70, something ridiculous for 2 nights for a campsite. It was that or a hostel for that price range. Personally, with expensive gear, I've got a drone with a camera and stuff, I actually feel safer at a campsite, weird enough, than I do at a hostel. Whenever I backpacked Asia, always had to keep stuff on me, and I don't have the ability to carry everything with me. I don't have a padlock. Yeah, it's just easier to stay at a campsite in terms of that setup. There's a clip you'll see in a minute which inspired me to talk. I have to apologise about my terrible camera angles, especially one in a moment you'll see. But this is me going through Paris. As you can tell, the camera's sort of tilted down. I haven't quite got the knack, and I do this on another day by accident, of understanding what is the correct angle. I mean, I can obviously take off my bike helmet and check it, but with Paris and everything going on, it's not really a place where you just stop somewhere. But anyway, like I say, it captures most of it, but it's worth just saying sorry if it's a bit annoying. I consider myself to be quite an honest person, and in all honesty, I saw this clip and I didn't want to edit my videos for the last few days. I actually stopped. I was that annoyed. Enjoy half of the Eiffel Tower. I stopped there, I took a picture which I'll put there. I didn't film it, I didn't even talk to the camera for some reason. I don't know what happened and what's going on in my mind. I think I was overwhelmed by the emotion of where I got, was my excuse. But it was quite disappointing to see the quality of filming that I had going on here. I seemed to just completely forget everything. But oh well, gotta move on I guess. But yeah, and that was amazing as well. Right, just in Versailles the next day. Nice to have a bit of a rest, to be fair. Just going towards the palace. It's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I just got a few things done. Got the gears adjusted on my bike, so the front gear wasn't working. First time I've done it on one of those. Wasn't that difficult. Also got my stuff done in the laundry, which is all good. So all set for another week of survival. I'm gonna have a little stroll over. It's quite pretty where I am. It's only about 30-minute walk from the campsite to the palace. I thought it's nice to go for a walk and just cycle there. Crazy how big these gardens are. I wonder if there's a revolution. It's just strange to think, like, if you was a king of France, you would literally just be able to go for a walk in your garden. And that's sort of like going out for the day. Part 1 is pretty much coming towards an end, so I thought I'd just say a massive thank you to all of you for watching this video. I hope you really enjoyed it. If you have, then feel free to like and subscribe, because there's plenty more videos like this to come. I'll be uploading the whole season pretty much as a whole. I just put it in different parts so it's easier for you guys to go and watch it rather than one long extended clip. But it's been a real big pleasure making this so far. It's been a real fun trip so far, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Hope you have a nice day, and I'll see you soon.